My name is Zainab. I'm 38 years old. I'm originally from South Africa and I've lived in Cumbria for about going on 13 years. I have two young boys. My husband's Cumbrian. I was quite happy to go into lockdown because by that point, I think I was quite scared and worried about what was going to happen with us, our family. So I was quite happy to just hunker down. We went into lockdown, started homeschooling the kids, and then just had to take on this whole new world of figuring out what we're going to do. My husband continued working over the lockdown because he's in manufacturing and they kept going. So it was just me and the boys at home. And so he would leave for work in the morning and basically come home and then take all his clothes off at the door and go straight into the shower before he even, came over to us. And so it was quite scary. So we are based in the South Lake, so in a little village called Beetham. We live on I think you call it a small holding, I guess. So we've got a little bit of space outside. When I looked, my sister lives in London, so when I looked at what was going on there and how lucky we were to live in the countryside, that was quite nice in a way because we were still able to go outside and get fresh air and exercise, and we had the space and the freedom to do that. Whereas when we were looking at images from other parts of the world where people were locked in, like in Spain and all those in Italy, where they couldn't even literally leave their houses. Even though this crazy world was happening, it felt a little bit of a bubble living up here because we weren't seeing anybody, so you just felt safe, really. We did have that freedom of space and the freedom of feeling quite safe, but at the same time it was very isolating because we don't have that freedom of a neighbor right next door that you can talk to over the wall, or my kids could just have a play with between the two gardens. And even the clapping was quite isolating because there was no sense of community, which I found that was different here when looking at social media and seeing the sense of community that was happening around. We didn't really have that here because we are so isolated from everywhere.